Hello. Actually, let me just do this for a sec while I figure out how I'm gonna do it at all. Just need to like set up my layout. I don't know, is this gonna work? I need to move some things around. I did no prep for this. I just felt like doing it. Tonight seemed like a good night. I mean, maybe I should just make this, no prep for this sounds dastardly. Yeah, well, I don't know. I thought the whole process would be more interesting than just not having the list ready. I have a lot of, like, thoughts that are just gonna end up being there very quickly. It's the ranking that, who knows? This doesn't... Do we even need... No, we don't need this at all. Let's crop this down. We don't need all that. Maybe I should do something to fit it on the stream better. Let's see. Move this out of the way. Yes. Ah, I'm doing sheet stuff and it's working. That's awesome. Let's move this and these. Put this down here. Boom. This is gonna look much better. Oop. That's good. This feels so cramped. Oop. I can probably devote more real estate to this. All right. Let's see. I don't know if things will need to be made bigger. You can let me know, I suppose. I keep resizing things that are not what I need to resize. All right. We're just going. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask is like my favorite video game of all time. I don't think that's gonna like change too much. I'm terrible at ranking things, so we'll see how much I really try and like do that. Kind of hate ranking things. But we'll do it like pretty roughly. I should really just like have, maybe I should just like move these out of the way. Hate rank. Should just like move these like over here just until I get like just the list. Okay, don't put any stock into the rankings right now. Team Fortress 2, honestly, it might not end up being that far from there. That game was incredibly influential to me. Spent a lot of time on that. Great video game. Dota 2 is kind of also going up there. I don't play it anymore. I still think that game is like super good. I just don't, you know, have the time. But the design of it is kind of amazing, and it amazes me all the time how it remains, I don't know, relevant and stuff. They keep changing it, and somehow it always keeps being the same game people like, even though it's completely different. But yeah, I should maybe start. Let's just like put these over here. Super Mario 64. You already know. In fact, I'll make this wider just for now. Super Mario 64 is like, not only is it a great platformer, but it's one of those things that just becomes better when you like speedrun it. And I am counting that as like part of the experience of the video game. That's why it's getting like, oh, if you were to say, oh, how did it age? Fuck, I don't know. I speedrun it, so that makes it different. I'm not gonna put Hercules on here. Just because I speedrun that game doesn't mean it's great. For reference. It has to be, you know, great for many reasons, I guess. I'm not done Baldur's Gate 3. I was just looking at my Steam list. I'm like, I'm not done Baldur's Gate 3. It's possible it would be it would be in the top 100 after. I'll just copy the phrase The Legend of Zelda because I think I'm going to put Wind Waker, and I might come up with more. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna have to decide things about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Ocarina of Time I'm not gonna put down yet, but it will probably end up there. And you know what? I should just put it down. If I love Majora's Mask, that means I love Ocarina of Time. I just love it less. What else do we have here? Oh, Soma. Soma might, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and slot Soma in number 2. It might not stay there, but it's gonna be like top 10, probably. While we're at that, Amnesia, The Dark Descent, iconic horror game. Okay, so Soma. I can't just not talk about Soma. Maybe I'll talk about it more when I rank it. I don't know when to really discuss these video games. Oh shoot, I'm gonna start the recording also, just in case things get muted. This is my top 100 list. We're gonna go through the video games and just gonna assemble some sort of rough top 100 video games of all time for me only. Okay, Star Fox 64. Super arcadey, super fun, super replayable. Those voice lines are burned into my brain for eternity. Rest in peace. The guy who voiced Wolf. He just passed away recently, unfortunately. F-Zero GX. Incredible racing game. Let's see. Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 4 might get like a double entry. I'm not sure. I think it is going to get a double entry. But for now, you know, let's just drop this and remake. Resident Evil 4 is the first Resident Evil game I ever played on the Wii edition specifically. Fantastic game. The remake might be a better version of it overall. And like, I could almost say that the original one is more important to me, but I think the remake, it like, if you include the DLC, which is separate ways, I think between those two, it's just, it like, everything that bothered me about replaying the original Resident Evil 4 is like not a factor in the remake. They improved like a lot of things, not everything, but I love the campiness of 4. Soon I might have enough to like start ranking the upper portion. Castlevania Rondo of Blood. That's the best Castlevania, which means it automatically goes on here. And honestly, Castlevania NES probably go. I should specify NES because I think technically the 64 game is the same title. 64 game is not going to the top 100. I think it's fun, but I think Super Mario Odyssey is going to be somewhere. I'm just not sure where. I feel like I could start putting... Oh, Left 4 Dead 2. Why did that not go up there? Honestly, like the Valve sequels. Left 4 Dead 2... I kind of have to put it there because as a complete package, it just contains Left 4 Dead 1, and there's not enough things I prefer about Left 4 Dead 1 to put Left 4 Dead 1 over to. In fact, it would almost feel weird to put Left 4 Dead 1 in the top 100 when Left 4 Dead 2 exists at all. So that's going to be a little... That's a kind of a funny thought. Portal 2, maybe just one of the best sequels of all time. Portal is a great game. But Portal 2 somehow takes, you know, what is almost like a tech demo, a really good tech demo, and just makes somehow like a really, really good, sometimes even like touching sequel to it. And they keep that shit really fun for like 10, 11 straight hours. And the co-op is great. I'm gonna have to think about Half-Life. But let's just put the original and Half-Life 2 on here. Because, okay, can you tell I like Valve games? I mean, look, they made a lot of bangers. The Sims 2. I still think it's the best Sims game in some ways. It's probably nostalgia, partially. But The Sims 2 is fucking awesome. I'm gauging it, obviously, with like all the expansion packs and probably with some of the modding stuff, and because that's just tied to my experience of the game at this point. But hey, whatever. But hey, I should keep like my Steam list open. What year was the Resident Evil 1 remake? RE1 remake. 2002. It is a lot of 2s. There are some good sequels. And you know what? You just reminded me that Mario Party 2 has to be here. The thing about sequels is, like, when you do it right, like immediate sequels, sometimes you just hit that perfect, like, you've addressed everything wrong from the first game, and you've just expanded on it in like the perfect way. Mario Party 2 is like the classic example of that. That is like, Mario Party 1 is a really janky experience. It's not, I guess I wouldn't even say it's janky. It's just like unpolished. It's an unpolished version of like an all-timer concept, right? And Mario Party 2 is where they started to hone it in, and like this is where you define what Mario Party is. Mario Party 3 is like, there's things I prefer about Mario Party 3 and there's things I like less about it. It's a bit weird. Mario Party 2 is what we always had. We had it growing up. I never owned Mario Party 3. I just rented it a bunch of times and thought it was awesome. And now I wish I'd bought a copy at the time, of course. I don't think Mario 64 is getting... I think Dota 2 might get my, like, number 3 slot. That game was just really important for, like, a long time. It's still really good. We went to the International a couple of years ago. Me and some buddies. I still watch the tournaments every year, even when I don't really play it. So... Hey, Titanfall 2. Let's continue the 2 train, because Titanfall 2 is awesome. One of the best multiplayer shooters of all time. With a really, really tight, excellent single-player campaign on top of it. I don't know, you can't go wrong. My Gamerade progress is wrong, but I forget what. I think I did a yellow game. I don't know what this is going to substitute for, by the way. I just wanted to do it. So it'll just fill up whatever game I don't feel like playing if I get to the end. If I get to 10 games in the first place. Or 9 games, I guess. You know, Luigi's Mansion is one of those games, but I just don't know where it's going to be on the top 100 list. I did interrupt myself, but Resident Evil 2002, it's an amazing remake. They don't even need to remake that game again, but they probably will. To be fair, I haven't played the original version of Resident Evil 1. But all I know from, like, just Resident Evil 2... Resident Evil 1 is, like, perfect... Oh, it's, like, the perfect remake. Yo, what's up, Pop-Tart Cat? Code Veronica, rumors are that it's coming up pretty soon. I think it makes sense. It would continue, it would like let people know, especially people who never played Code Veronica, probably one of the lesser played entries. It would probably fill people in a lot on the whole Wesker thing. I guess you would have to lead it into Resident Evil. They need to, I feel like they should stop remaking so many games, but also the remakes have been mostly very good. I don't know. At least we got Requiem. Not Requiem. Where's that gonna go? It's tricky. It's SSX tricky, which will not be appearing on this list. What do we have on the N64 console? Am I forgetting anything? Mario Kart 64 is not going there. It's not even the best. It's not even close to the best Mario Kart. Here's the real test: is how many N64 games actually go on this list. Paper Mario might be there, but before I add Paper Mario, we have to add the 1000 Year Door because I prefer that game. Not even in 98th place. Some fantastic game. F-Zero X is like... F-Zero GX is already up there, so I just... I was wondering if I was going to put any Pokemon games on there. I'm not like a huge Pokemon fan. And I wouldn't even know what my favorite one is. I feel like I played the most Pearl. But realistically, maybe it's like Soul Silver or something. As you know what, let's just put it on. If I feel like I need to drop it, we can drop it. But if I want to put a Pokemon game that isn't Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap is so good. Was Super Mario 64 number 4? No, it's not. I don't think it is for me. Animal Crossing. This playlist isn't terribly exhaustive, but I just like was throwing it together earlier. If I were to put an Animal Crossing game, I think it's actually New Leaf. New Horizons is the most recent one. I don't know if it's the best one. I think New Leaf is such a good... What does Getting Over with Bennett Foddy go? Now there's a question. It goes in the bottom 25 if it's making it at all. I think it's a really cool game and I like respect it a lot. I don't know. How do you like... I'm gonna need a good way to move games later. Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong Country 2 is, I think, my favorite. Is my favorite of the original DKC games. Tropical Freeze, I think, is maybe better, but I don't think it's gonna make it into the better. I don't think it's gonna make it higher. For a couple of reasons, and one of them is probably nostalgia. But I'm taking sort of a, you know, what does it mean to me approach. And you know, DKC2 means more to me than Tropical Freeze does, even if Tropical Freeze like maybe feels a bit better to play. It's hard to compare the soundtracks. They're both amazing. I don't know. Oh yeah, Banjo Tooie. I am a Tooie over Kazooie person. For sure. What are we at? We're at like... Oh, let's just try and work towards 50. I'm gonna like move this over here just so I can have a better idea of where I am. I think Resident Evil 2 Remake. I'm just gonna say remake for this because Pikmin, yeah. I'm gonna have to figure out which Pikmin game is my favorite. And that's gonna be kind of hard. I'm gonna put the first one down because something about the first one, it's such a like, okay, it's janky. The music is great. It's such a focused experience compared to like Pikmin 2. Pikmin 2 is like bigger and better and worse. It like, I think caves almost make it, like I couldn't put it above Pikmin 1 because there's like, in the end of it, there's just so much going through caves that are kind of, a lot of them are boring. A lot of them are boring. Let's look at... Oh, Sonic Adventure 2. It's a game that's better than the sum of its parts. It's bigger, better, worse. Isn't that like... Come on. You know you have games that you think that about. Probably. Like... Bigger, better, and worse. Better and worse simultaneously. It's just, you know, it's a mixed bag, I guess. It's a great game. I don't know. It adds and then subtracts. Now, Sonic Adventure 2 is like, yeah, it's janky. Yeah, some of the levels aren't even that good. I don't know. It's just like 180 emblems. Oh, what am I talking about? That's kind of grindy, but like it's got the Chow Garden. It's sick as hell. It's got great music. It has multiple music genres. Every character's got their own musical style, which I think is super cool. I'm gonna put Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Now there's a game that's bigger and better, and only bigger and better. People might think Vice City is better. I just never played as much Vice City. In fact, I don't know if I ever finished the story of Vice City. I will have to correct that at some point. I think like as a kid I got stuck on one mission, so like I didn't play it much beyond like fooling around. Is Dead by Daylight gonna make the list? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I was like wondering what I would do with Mario Maker. Oh, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. If I'm putting Castlevania 1 on the list, Bloodstained Curse of the Moon might have to be on there. Don't mind me, just looking at my Steam list to see if I'm like forgetting something that's super good. A couple people put Mini Shoot Adventures on their list, and I really gotta play that at some point. I have it. It's there. Let's just go ahead and say Mario Party 3 is gonna make it on there. Vibes of Vice City are pretty immaculate, yeah. Yeah, San Andreas is where the gameplay stops, like... GTA 3 and Vice City are ones that are, like, for me, a little harder to go back to, because you don't really aim guns in those games. Like, at all. Just a lot of things started showing up in San Andreas that, like, you know, are great. Let's think about the GameCube library. Metroid Prime. I don't know yet. Super Smash Bros. It's the Super Smash Bros. Hour. Melee obviously goes there. And I think if I'm gonna put Smash Bros. In general, I kind of have to put Ultimate. It's Ultimate. What are you gonna do? But Melee is like a different beast entirely, so it's still gotta go there. I feel like I should start ranking some more things pretty soon. Or at least like shoving them in vague positions. Resident Evil 4 remake at number 4? Team Fortress 2. Okay, let's just... Team Fortress 2. RE4... No. What would go over RE4 remake? I think if I'm putting Pikmin 1, I think Pikmin 4 is like the other end of like what I think. When it has more stuff, but it's also like the best mix of all that stuff. Kind of doing both ends of the Pikmin spectrum. There. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's almost a different game from original Mario Kart 8 by the end of it. Well, it's almost cheating too. I don't know. But it is a version of the game that was sold. It has all the DLC. It's Mario Kart. Whatever. It's got the most tracks. What are you gonna do? What are you going to do? Super Mario Bros. 3. As far as like classic Mario goes, Super Mario Bros. 3 is I think my favorite. Link's Awakening? What is my favorite 2D Zelda? I think it's Link's Awakening. I also really like Oracle of Ages. Near Automata, huh? Near Automata is really quite good. The music alone might get it up there. Oh, shoot. The Walking Dead, season 1, I guess. One of the finest, like, narrative, whatever you call that, text, point-and-click adventure games. Hugely emotional story. Made me cry. You know, all that stuff. Let's start slotting some things in. Maybe Super Mario 64 is gonna go like real high up here. Okay, RE4 Remake I'm gonna put there. RE2 Remake I think is like, I overall prefer it to RE2 Classic. I think it does a really good job of converting that to a horror thing. Like, horror, but also slightly more actionized, but it doesn't lose the horror aspect. And honestly, RE2 original was like, not like an action game, but like, you don't really need to worry. You can shoot everything. It's fine. It might not feel like it'll be fine, but it'll be fine. Maybe Super Mario 64 is I think Super Mario 64 needs to go up there, like, right about now. Man, this is hard. I don't like ranking games, but, like, I'm gonna try and get, like, the vague approximation of my feelings about the game in there. Oh man, is Resident Evil 2002 better than Resident Evil 4 Remake? It's such a different game. But it might be better. But Resident Evil 4 has a special place in my heart because it was the first one. Even if it's like not that version specifically. Should I just put Left 4 Dead on there? I mean, unless I start running out of space. Left 4 Dead 1 is still gonna be there. That's the game that got me into PC gaming beyond The Sims. It's why I got my first graphics card. Trying to just like figure out what. I think I'd put RE4 Remake over that by like a touch. Jeez, no, Portal 2? Maybe? Number 7? It might stick there? I wonder if Hotline Miami. That game is kind of awesome. I think it's gotta go. Hotline Miami. Amazing soundtrack. You know, frenetic, fast-paced motoring action. Hotline Miami 2 sucks. Nah, it's just not nearly as good. Hotline Miami 2 is such a weird game. The level design isn't even that great, honestly. There's so many big areas with like windows that enemies will see you from like 10,000 meters away and shoot you through them. And also the entire point of the game is if you liked Hotline Miami 1, you're stupid. Kind of. It's like, I don't know. It's got a weird like meta narrative thing. I still did Hotline Miami 1, but like just does it in a dumb way. What if I just put The Sims 2, like, right up there? I'm still gonna prefer, like... I like Star Fox 64 better than any Zelda that isn't Majora's Mask. And maybe part of that is because I could go back and play Star Fox 64 anytime. Just whenever. It'll take me half an hour and I'll have a great time doing it. Hey, summoned. Oh shoot, I gotta say happy birthday to someone before it's too late today, but I'll do that later. Control F Final Fantasy. I've only played like 2 Final Fantasy games that could even make this list, and I don't know where 7's gonna go. And Stranger of Paradise isn't making it. This is a time where I should have had a I should have had like a backlog or whatever. Sorry, just looking at my list of games. FF7 number 100. It could make it to number 100. That's like, that's possible. Here's like a random... I think this is in my top 100. It might not be that high, but Night at the Gates of Hell. Really, really good indie horror game. I thought it was like actually pretty spooky. The vibes are horrible in a good way. The only 2 mainline games that no one else has included on a list. Interesting. I think those, well, at least FF8 I would expect to have quite a few fans. I mean, keep in mind, there's just so many games I haven't played that are, like, amazing, I'm sure, but... What about, like, Battlefield 2 Bad Company? It's a great shooter. I think I am gonna put Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I don't know why, but like I feel like the first game is still up there for me because I guess it's just like a vague impression of like the level design. I don't know. And if we're gonna put the Wolf Among Us is like the second best Telltale game, I would say. At least of the ones that I've played. I know people like the Batman one. Ooh, Bayonetta 2. That absolutely needs to be here. Bayonetta 2. FF8 is the Majora's Mask of FF. You know, somehow I believe you. Just knowing what I know about FF8 and the way people think about it. Oh, Dragon Age Origins. Yeah. I really like Dragon Age Origins. I think that game's great, and I probably should put Baldur's Gate. The only reason I'm not putting Baldur's Gate 3 down is because I've never finished the game. I'm still in the middle of it. It's taking a long time, I know. Sorry. Do I think Half-Life 2 is a better... Yeah, I do. I think Half-Life 2 is a better game. God damn, Sims 2 might need to go in my top 10. I'm gonna put it at like 10. Oh, little fanfare theme snuck in there. Advance Wars is pretty good. That's a game where like I could put the remake, but honestly it almost makes no difference. Is this of all time? Yeah. Advance Wars and the remake are like not even different gameplay wise. And how did I do that? How did I like actually move that? I don't know, I just clicked and it moved. I'm like not actually sure what I was doing. Oh, okay. I still don't know how I did it. Of course, Hercules isn't going on the list. Just because it's a kind of a cool speed run. Click and hold the edge. Oh, the edge? Oh, okay. Whoa, Portal 3. I just made Portal 3 happen. It incremented it. That's funny. That was the corner. It's Valve, it's that easy. You know, Half-Life 2 might go in the top 10. Let's do it. Let's slam Half-Life 2 in there. I feel kind of free having the top 10 like sort of be decided. I'm gonna put the Wind Waker like here. It's my second favorite Zelda. I like it better than Ocarina of Time. The music, the visuals still hold up. The story is better than like most Zelda games by quite a bit. Something about the personal stakes of it, I guess. I love sailing around the ocean. Hot take: they made sailing too fast in the Wii U version. Grandma's soup. Grandma's soup. Exactly. It's like so hard putting like just huge bunch of different games anywhere on a ranking list. Um, Everything's still visible, right? Yeah, okay. I wonder if I'm gonna get to a point where I'm just shoving things to the bottom. Like, oh yeah, I thought of them. So I guess they go here. For now. I'm trying to think of like indie games that I might not be remembering off the top of my head. Neon White could be like at the bottom of the top 100. That game's awesome. I think Yakuza 0 is going to end up somewhere. Click holding, I was just looking at that. Deadlock is not out yet, so I kind of feel like I can't. And also, I don't love it that much yet, maybe. Only released games is what we'll say. Click holding is a really funny experience, but I liked Yakuza, OG Yakuza 1, but it's not getting in there over Yakuza 0. Fun fact, F-Zero GX and Yakuza 0, or just Yakuza in general, the same guy in charge of the soundtrack. You can kind of hear it if you are aware of that fact. Why? 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 What about the rest of the game? I want to put Metroid Dread on here. I think that's my favorite Metroid game. Super Mario 64 Chaos Edition. I think Win Back is really interesting. But it's the kind of thing where, like, it's almost just interesting because it was one of the first games to do a lot of that stuff. It's a very early cover shooter. Unfortunately, I'm not crazy about cover shooters. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, Donkey Kong Bonanza actually absolutely goes in the top 100 list these days. Slap City, honestly, I was thinking about it and you mentioning it, Slap City goes up there. Slap City is a really, really good indie Smash game. It's not even like quote unquote a casual game. It doesn't have items. It just has silly stages, but every character is ridiculous enough that I feel like it's almost a better party game than like Rivals of Ether, which now has items, but technically I haven't played with those. God, I'm just thinking about the gaps. Honestly, BioShock, like I like BioShock, but I think Nier Automata is gonna go on here somewhere. I just don't know where. I'm not like crazy about that game, but I think it's a really interesting experience. And like, I almost think it's like one of those games where it's like greater than the sum of its parts. Was I having like a massive amount of fun at all times? Not exactly. It's kind of just like standard action RPG gameplay. I didn't play BioShock Infinite. But like the music and just like the emotion of it all, it's a really good game. Outlast. Hmm. Hmm. There's a couple of games where I'm like, I don't even know how I would like include it. Man, Atom Zombie Smasher might be might be in my list. Let's do Crypt of the Necrodancer. Really good roguelike rhythm game. Am I a No More Heroes gamer? I have wanted to play those games forever. Any Supergiant games? I think Transistor is like my favorite Supergiant game. I haven't played Hades yet. You know, that might be there. I actually really liked Pyre. I think I like Transistor better than Bastion. I thought the skill system was really cool. I mean, I think I remember listening to a podcast around the time. They were like really inspired by Dota. I think like Sean Vanneman, was he? No, I think he was just talking about it. I forget who was on the team saying that they were, and on that podcast saying that they were inspired by it. But I think a lot of the way that Dota abilities and items and stuff combine and upgrade was like a big inspiration from Transistor from what I remember. Bastion's gameplay is not like insanely fun for me. It might have had something to do with the fact that I turned on so many of those modifiers all the time to give you like more rewards but make it harder. And I think I might have like counteracted my own fun by doing that. I think Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2 2002 is going, like, up there-ish. While we're at it, let's put Left 4 Dead 2 up here. Left 4 Dead 2 defined, like, the co-op shooter for me. Like, that, Left 4 Dead and also... But Left 4 Dead 2 is just like, let's face it, it's Left 4 Dead and more. I will say the atmosphere of Left 4 Dead 1 is kind of better. But I'm there for the gameplay, like, first and foremost. Having a good time with friends. Shooting a bunch of zombies. And, like, that game, like, it had character interactions that, like, games like Apex Legends and stuff would, like, kind of just borrow the way that a lot of that stuff worked. They made working as a team so seamless for people who might not even like the ping system kind of comes from Left 4 Dead. Apex Legends, I would say, is like the one that really made a ping system like a real, like, Apex Legends, look, I don't play it anymore. But man, the ping system in that game, I respect so much. It's like so well done. And the character interactions and all that stuff, like, it's crazy how polished the ping system is. And I think that it's kind of this like invisible factor in how good that game is. And the characters themselves are also really good. Like, Apex Legends, like, yeah, it's my favorite Battle Royale, which I think just means it has to be on the list somewhere. And, like, yeah, Dead by Daylight does need to be on here, but... Look, as much as people complain, they're doing things right somehow. People wouldn't still be playing that game. Just because it has all these horror icons doesn't mean that people will keep playing the game forever. It has to be doing something right, and it is. It's not in my top 25. I just like it. Like, I'm a horror junkie, so like that obviously elevates it. Hey, Super Meat Boy and Celeste. both really good platformers. Super Mario 3D World, I think, is... Oops, Super 3D World. Super Mario 3D World is, I think, in some ways, the best 2D Mario game. It's not literally a 2D Mario game, but it kind of operates off of the same design philosophy of very simple levels, but it's got co-op. Obviously, it takes place in a 3D space, but it's like a narrow 3D space, right? It feels like you're playing a 2D Mario game in a lot of ways. It's just not. The platforming's a little looser. And I kind of would not put the Switch version. I don't know how I feel about the faster movement of the Switch version, if it's really necessary, if it makes things a little more awkward. But all right, let's go back to ranking a little bit. I'm gonna put Donkey Kong Country 2 up here. DKC, my siblings introduced me to DKC. The Donkey Kong Country 1 might even go on this list also. DKC 2 is just like, it's really good, great soundtrack, fun, cool atmosphere. It's got pirates. It's challenging. It's better than DKC 1, but DKC 1 has, I don't know, the environments are really good and stuff. Blah. It's difficult to start ranking things. I can't put Ocarina of Time too far below other Zelda games, so it's got to go on there like pretty soon. F-Zero GX, I think, still has to go there first. I think it's time to put Mario Party 2 on there. Is that like a weird... You know how many hours I've sunk into Mario Party 2? With, like, friends? It's so good. It's so good. This is just so good. I don't know. It's a fantastic party game. It's the best. It's like the best Mario Party, or at least it's my favorite one. I think part of it is just that the board, on average, it has like more good boards than most Mario Party games. That's like honestly a big factor. Mario Party 3, there's like a couple boards. There's more boards I would rather not play on. The concentration of good boards is just really high on Mario Party 2, and you have the costumes. In some ways, I think one item is a more interesting thing to have than 3 items. The minigame selection is really good. I think it might be time to put Ocarina of Time. I have to like start doing some head-to-heads just to like sort out where things are gonna go. Do I think Pikmin is better than Ocarina of Time? No. I think Mario Party 3 just gives you so many items all the time. Like, the reverse mushroom is honestly kind of broken. And, like, it's fun what you can do with it, but it might make the game a little worse. In some ways. When someone reverses back into Boo and then they get Boo like 3 times in a row, that is kinda ass. It's pretty ass, actually. It's funny, but it's kinda ass. And the economy of the game doesn't factor in how good reverse mushroom is. Titanfall 2. We can't get out of the top 20 without putting a shooter, without putting a second shooter. Team Fortress 2 is like a special case. I met a lot of friends through Team Fortress 2. It was my first like real online gaming like community that I was part of before like Discords and stuff came around. Well, Insider, the official Nintendo forums. There's a Tetris goes on this list, I think. And it might be Tetris DS. Because Tetris DS is just a really, really good package of Tetris. With like a lot of fun side modes and stuff. Let's put it on here. It'll just go like low. I haven't ranked enough stuff to like start. I wonder if I should like start building out the back half. Like, what if I just put Tetris DS at, like, number 90, and then just say, I don't know. But then you can't see it yet. I need to, like, move some of these, because we're gonna start using up the... I think Super Smash Bros. It's Super Smash Bros. Melee might be interesting, better competitively, but I don't play it competitively. I watch it, but Ultimate is Ultimate. What are you gonna do? It's like kind of just a byproduct of having like multiple straight games of Smash Bros. To build upon. And they don't change a lot of some of those characters, but like the polish is incredible. Boo boo. Oops. No, don't do that. Is it time to put Animal Crossing on there? Probably. Again, it's like on a different scale from a lot of these. Not on a different scale. It's just very different. But like, if you were gonna look at my like top casual games, Animal Crossing is like really up there. Casual, whatever, fun, light. I don't know. It feels like it gets easier to start putting things on this list the more I like cut it down, or the more I like start ranking things. I think I might need to just blitz through some games that are gonna go up there somewhere though. What if you know what? I gotta give some credit to Rock Band. I'm not a huge like rhythm game person, but Rock Band, man, I had a lot of good times in grade school playing some Rock Band. Okay. NES. Anything from the NES that I'm forgetting? I'm not like massively crazy about Zelda 1, but it could still go pretty high. Zelda 2 is really cool. I have Mario 3 already. Probably not. Super Nintendo. Super Mario World might still... Super Mario All-Stars does not count. I would just say the Super Mario All-Stars version of X game. I didn't play Uncharted. Probably gonna put more Resident Evil games. And let's be honest, I think I am going to put... Man, is Requiem already getting up there? It might be. I was gonna put Village, because I think, like... Where would I put 7 versus Village? That's a tricky question. I'm offended. Barely even a video game. Home Safety Hotline is becoming a movie? Sorry, I was just looking through my Steam things and that was an update. That's gonna be kind of cool, actually. Like, maybe the original Portal needs to be up here. It's just not gonna be as high as a very revolutionary game. Okay, I'm gonna put San Andreas here, I think. I think San Andreas is like, it kind of belongs here at this point. I think I would put Donkey Kong Bonanza over Mario Odyssey. But some other game might go up here first. Tropical Freeze is one of the most... It's just one of the best 2D platformers. I think it might go here. You know what? Sonic Adventure 2. It's time for Sonic Adventure 2. It feels so weird putting Sonic Adventure 2 up this high on it, kind of, but honestly, that game's still kind of peak. It's cool as a speedrunner. It's as cool as a speedrun. It's cool as a randomizer. Getting 180 emblems was pretty fun. I love Shadow the Hedgehog. The character, not the video game. The video game's kind of bad. A Hat in Time could probably go up here as like a 3D platformer. Let's put it on the list. Indie 3D platformer, really good. I love 3D platformers, you know me. Honestly, I probably don't have enough 3D platformers on this list right now. And you know what, while we're at it, Super Mario Galaxy 2, baby. I prefer it to Super Mario Galaxy 1. I think the level design is better. The atmosphere is not as good in most of the game, but the level design is really good. Rondo of Blood. Pikmin 1? Pikmin 1 is such a different feeling game. And even though it has less types of Pikmin, I think the 30-day timer is fun. I think the naturalistic atmosphere of the game is good, really good. Pikmin 2 loses some of that because of all the caves. I think Banjo-Tooie should have been on here a while ago. And you know what? Banjo-Tooie isn't that much better than Banjo-Kazooie. Diddy Kong Racing is objectively good, and I just hadn't... You're right. It's objectively good isn't real. Sorry, but... Nah, Diddy Kong Racing is really good. It's, I just don't think it feels very unique just for being a racing game with like an adventure mode. And I wish more games would have that. Snowboard Kids 2, if I'm putting Diddy Kong Racing, is actually dangerously close to getting on this list. Let's just put Banjo-Kazooie like right below Banjo-Tooie. That might just be the correct positioning for that game. What's Banjo-Kazooie missing? Okay, the world design and like just general philosophy of the game is a little different, but like obviously all the charm's still there. Maybe in some places even more charming. The platforming is good, the worlds are good. I'm a sicko who thinks the lose all your notes when you die mechanic is for true gamers. Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Great horror game. You know why you saw so many horror games where you couldn't fight? Why horror games stopped having guns? Because Amnesia: The Dark Descent was so fucking good that they took the guns out of horror games for like 10 years. Fatal Frame is like that actually, it feels kind of weird to be putting it on this list, but it might go there in like the bottom 25. It was a really fun time. I liked the vibes. The Silent Hill 2. Oh yeah, Silent Hill. I would put every Silent Hill I've ever played below every Resident Evil game on this list, so I better start putting Resident Evil games down. Okay, let's say it's time for Melee. I think this game has to get like some, you know, that was like where Smash really came into its own. It added a bunch of characters. The competitive scene is still really fun to watch. It felt fantastic. RE2 remake? No, RE2 remake goes below Half-Life. Half-Life maybe even needs to be higher. I don't know. Dun dun dun. Bum 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 bum. Tropical Freeze. There it goes. Number 30. Odyssey. Wait, no, Odyssey. I think Odyssey goes below Bonanza by like a little bit. Not by much. And I think Bonanza feels... It's incredible how good Bonanza makes punching things feel, and that's most of what you do the entire game. How did they do that? It's just really good. Oh. I'm putting The Walking Dead Season 1 in here, kind of arbitrarily, but the story of that game is so good. It's so good. It's so good. Think about it every once in a while. Made me cry. Silent Hill 2 is on here somewhere. Original. What year was that? 2001. PS2. Let's just say PS2. I guess it was on Xbox, right? So let's just say 2000. Who is this? Okay. It's almost time to put Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on there. Bayonetta 2. I think Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 2 is an amazing action game. Music, great. Bayonetta, sexy as hell. The most feminist sex icon in a video game. Kind of unironically. Does it mean anything for me to say that? No, don't make a tweet about me, but... I don't know, Bayonetta 2 is amazing, and I really need to play the Bayonetta games again. Bayonetta 2 is better than Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 1's not that far behind, so I might have to think about where it goes. Oops. Let's say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe goes here. That sounds about right. You know what? It goes just below Mario Party 3 because I will play a Mario Party over a Mario Kart. Given the time, a lot of the time. Super Mario 3D World. Really good platformer, really good music, looks great. Feels a lot like a 2D Mario, just in 3D. Co-op is a fantastic time with 2 people, with 4 people, with 3 people, I guess it has to be because that's in between. You get to fight over the crown, it's really funny. I don't know, it's great. We had the music come up recently. I think Resident Evil 4 needs to go back on here. The original Resident Evil 4. Now this is a 2004 game, I think. 2005, sorry. Still a really polished action game. Changed what third-person shooters were like forever. And it doesn't do that if it didn't do something extremely right. Then Castlevania NES. Really good, satisfying 2D platformer. But I think Thousand Year Door beats it out a little bit. My RPG collection is like... I'm just not a huge RPG person. Speaking of RPGs, Persona 5. I hate to be the Persona 5 guy, but it's gotta go on there. I don't really hate to be the Persona 5 guy that much. It just has to go on there. Matter of fact... Sorry, I'm just putting Persona 5 music in my playlist. Rivers in the Desert, obviously. Where's Whims of Fate? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go grab another drink or something. I'll be right back. Hello, Tapioca. Please don't yell at me for my opinions on the top 100 video games of all time that I've played. I was shoot, I was just thinking about something that needs to go on here. Plants vs. Zombies is like not that high up here, up there, but it is on this list. Probably. Yeah, I might move F-Zero. I might move F-Zero GX like when I sort of have everything slotted in and I do the rearranging, which will probably happen. There will be some rearranging. It's like such a good racing game. And if I'm gonna have... I didn't put a racing game over it, did I? No. It might beat out a few of these. I'm not gonna try it. I'm trying not to rearrange things too much yet. Let's see. Yakuza 0 probably needs to go in pretty soon. Looking at like the rest of the list. Metroid Dread might go in just above it, but I think Yakuza 0 is going in. I don't know, it's really... I hate ranking things. If you asked me tomorrow to order all of these, they'd be in a different order. Let's just be real. Like, having the list and like, I could do a whole stream where I just reorganize them, maybe, but I'm not gonna do that. Persona 5 is clearly... that would be pretty funny to just put it at like 100. I'm not a huge RPG guy, but it is like still a really well-polished RPG that is pretty good. And the presentation is immaculate, obviously. That's like a lot of it. It's part of it. I can't put Pokemon in yet. It's just not, it doesn't belong in there yet. Hotline Miami is gonna go in soon. Actually, it might go in now. Then, no, not Portal's not going in over some of these. And for one, Left 4 Dead is like, I like it better than Portal. I put Banjo, cause yeah, it's like right under Banjo Tooie. If I'm putting Diddy Kong Racing on the list, F-Zero X is like... Oh yeah, Link's Awakening. Shit, where does that go? I'm not even gonna bother qualifying like a version of Link's Awakening, because the remake is so much the same thing. I guess I would say it's the remake, because the remake has more buttons, and that makes it a much more fun thing to play. But like, just pretend it's whichever Link's Awakening version you prefer. I don't care. I guess I have to say The Legend of Zelda. Only played 100 games. I'm just thinking too hard about what belongs on here, I guess. I think Resident Evil needs like 2 more entries on here. Which ones? Requiem is good enough to be in the top 100. Oh yeah, I don't think I put this down. I played the hell out of this in university. Atom Zombie Smasher. It's a hard game to describe. Say it's like a strategy game. Real-time. It's a real-time strategy game, but you're not really directly commanding things. It's not fake. It's a real game. It's a real video game, I promise. Like a zombie apocalypse breaks out, and you are suddenly in the government trying to evacuate people from cities before the city is completely fucked. And it's like, I don't know, it was really fun. It was really creative. It's going on the list somewhere. Crypto the Necrodancer. Borderlands 2 I had a lot of fun with. I just don't think it's on the list. Oh. Okay, let's be real. Minecraft is on the list somewhere. It's Minecraft. Was it an early Humble Bundle? It might have been. And Minecraft might even have to go like above a few of these things. But not much. Actually, it might be... I think it's like arbitrarily it's gonna go just above Metroid. Not that arbitrarily, but a little arbitrarily. It's Minecraft. It's Minecraft. I don't know. Do I need to explain why Minecraft is on the list? Probably not. I feel like we just had this song. I love it, but... Oh, I remember what I was thinking of while I was on my break. Tapioca would really disagree with this, but... It's not going that high. The Warriors. Mind you, I played a lot of that game co-op with my buddy, my best friend at the time in high school, and that game is really fun co-op. It's a rare instance of game that's like just playable the entire way through, couch co-op, and it only enhances the experience. I mean, let's be real. The biggest gap between Tapioca's opinion and mine might be The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker being up here. I love Wind Waker. I just knew about the parry button. Sorry. Where does my experience... Rock Band's just gonna be like at the honorary number 100 until I find a game to put it over. We just need to start like condensing this for the stream. Well, I can just do this. You can't see that. Well, let's rate things. Rock Band's on there. You can't see it, but it's there. Ghost video game. Left 4 Dead can only go so much lower than Left 4 Dead 2, and oops. And let's be real, it probably shouldn't even be this much lower. It's honestly lower on the list purely because Left 4 Dead 2 contains all of Left 4 Dead. There's just a really weird reason to rank it lower, but there's like less reason to go back to it in the modern day. I think it's time for Silent Hill 2. I would play Mario Galaxy 2 over Mario 3. Oops, I keep doing that. Pikmin 4 is more Pikmin, and I love Pikmin. The ordering is so fucked. I just can't. Things are gonna get resorted. Let's just be clear about that. Where's Mario Party 5? Sorry to Slipers, but I don't like Mario Party 5. Okay, I like it. I like it. I think it's good. The minigame distribution is like the only reason it does not place that high for me. There's so much button mashing. The entire package is pretty good. It's got the Super Duo mode. I think that's really fun. It's got like more side modes. Oh yeah, I should move this away to make sure. Just to be clear that we're not there yet. It's got more side modes. It was the first one with the orb mechanic, which is good, but I think the orb mechanic is a little bit more polished after Mario Party 5. Mario Party 5 is kind of devolves into this funny but a little insane nightmare of like every space does something and I don't remember what space that is, and it might steal my star. It's funny, but I don't want to have to track every single bad space that I could land on when they all look the same. And the minigame distribute. Like Mario Party 6 has a better slew of minigames. I can't shrink this down. I'm just gonna just for the sake of keeping this list relatively short, I'm going to. Oh god, I didn't even think about the Switch Zeldas. It's so. Where do I even put those? I don't know. I think they're really good, but I don't know. And I feel like on the whole, I prefer Tears of the Kingdom, but it does kind of get points docked because it's it has the same overworld. I just think a lot of the gameplay changes they added are like pretty good. The dungeons are more dungeon-like. They're not that great, but I think the finale of Tears of the Kingdom is like really strong. So Tears of the Kingdom is going on here. The finale of Tears of the Kingdom is like so much stronger than the finale of Breath of the Wild that it's like insane. The Breath of the Wild kind of just ends. You fight a boss and then it's over. Yeah, like it uses a lot of Breath of the Wild that like almost makes it hard to put over Breath of the Wild, but like I still think I would put it over Breath of the Wild. If I would have played them, I already played Breath of the Wild again, and I actually had a pretty good time. But yeah. All right. Can extend this out a bit. Can still see things. Okay. Let's start putting things in. I need to make decisions about Resident Evil 7 and Village. I don't think anything else really needs to go in there. Resident Evil 3 OG is like not something I think about that much. Maybe I played it because I played it after RE2 remake. And Mr. X Nemesis is like the kind of thing that's just outdone by the Tyrant in 2's remake. I have to say. An RE3 remake is, I don't know, if I wouldn't put it over like most Resident Evil games. OG, well, I mean in both. Like, RE2 remakes, Mr. X is like the best version of any of that stuff. And on top of that, I think RE2 remake is just a better game than any version of 3. I only played 3 once, but I don't know. Nemesis was like, ooh, he was interesting. But honestly, I just ran past him a lot. And it wasn't that hard to do so. I mean, sure, I have to run past Mr. X, but Mr. X makes you evaluate all your decisions a lot. PlayStation 2 game. You know, Grand Theft Auto 4, like, might. I don't know. Was Grand Theft Auto 4 better than Grand Theft Auto 5? GTA Online kind of makes it yes and no. I think the single player of Grand Theft Auto 4 is better than Grand Theft Auto 5. GTA Online is like a tricky beast. But I did have a lot of good times on it. Yeah, you can get better weapons from them. I just didn't. I don't know. I was like, okay. I think I didn't know that, maybe. One time I was kind of surprised at how easy it was to, like, knock them down and get the stuff. I think I'm missing indie games. Return of the Obra Dinn might need to go in soon, too. I was looking at Gary's mod and I was like, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would do with that. Oh, WarioWare. WarioWare Gold. And it should probably go in soon because it's WarioWare is great. I don't know. Like it should, maybe it should just be there. Right there. WarioWare Gold is like the best of version of WarioWare, but it's still got like new stuff happening. I have my Animal Crossing in there. Dude, it's kind of hard to put multiple Animal Crossings in there. I would kind of just have to go to New Horizons next. Oh, Batman Arkham Asylum. And City. I might like Arkham Asylum better than City. It's like a Metroidvania. It's kind of awesome. Sorry, Donkey Kong 64. I don't know where you are on this list. You just might not be there. Let's tentatively put Tears of the Kingdom here. Resident Evil Requiem might be... I think, so Resident Evil Requiem, I would put it over 7 in Village in large part because the Care Center portion of the video game is so good. The Care Center is like peak... It's not peak Resident Evil, but it is like top tier mansion-like gameplay. I think it's really, it does a fantastic job at making you like think about the space. It makes you like think about your decisions, how you use resources. Mind you, I'm considering like classic mode mostly, but I played it like I did the speed run. I got every achievement in that game. So it's all, even Insanity has like interesting extra things. Leon's stuff in Requiem is cool because it's kind of doing the best of Resident Evil thing. But the action gameplay is not nearly as good as RE4 Remake. Super Mario Bros. 3. Super Mario Bros. 3. Portal. Portal can't go much lower. It just can't. It might even need to be higher, but it's going there for now. Played Metal Gear Solid 1. I don't know if it's on this list yet. Fatal Frame might be on the list. We'll have to get farther down. Williams Armageddon. I don't know. Pretty good version of Worms. Okay, GameCube. I kind of like Metroid Prime 2 Echoes better than Metroid Prime, but I feel like to really definitively say that, I might need to replay Metroid Prime 1. I have the remaster just sitting there. Dun 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 dun. Are any of the Sonic games that are going up here? Generations is pretty good. Maybe. I can acknowledge that Mania is pretty good, but I'm not like the biggest 2D Sonic fan. I kind of just got to the point where they're like, collect all the KSM modes, and I'm like, I don't want to. Oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon. God damn. It's going in right now, and it probably needs to go up a little bit, at least. Maybe it just goes like above this block. Kirby. Yeah, I'm trying to think about that. Kirby 64 was like the... I haven't played a massive amount of Kirby games. Kirby 64 is kind of the one I grew up with. It's pretty simplistic, but I think the power combining stuff is really cool. I played Squeak Squad. I like that one. Superstar... Oh. Maybe Grand Theft Auto 5 is like going in nearby also. I have Planet Robobot. I need to finish that game. That's a pretty good Kirby game, actually. Are there any other like Nintendo mainstays that I'm just like blanking on? Probably. What was on the Wii? I need to figure out my Metroid Prime situation. Metroid Dread is still my favorite Metroid, so that belongs there. I don't know where it's going, but Mario Strikers Charged is my favorite Mario sports game. And I can't, like, not have any Mario sports game, probably. In 100 games? Yeah. Oh. The Witcher. Is it time for The Witcher 3 is going on this list. I'm gonna put it just above Dragon Age, and we might like throw some stuff on top of it, but I'm almost tempted to put Baldur's Gate 3, even though I haven't finished it on the list. If I'm still playing it, it's probably not on the list. That's the Baldur's Gate 3 mention. Oh, Crow Country. Man, I want to play that game. Oh, God, why are there so many video games? Too many. can't play all of these. I think I like Resident Evil Village better than 7. Time to face what I know I need to do. F-Zero X has to go in because I like it better than Diddy Kong Racing. Actually, do I? It's hard. It's hard, actually. The racing feels great. The music is incredible. I don't know. They could probably switch. And what am I gonna do about it? I don't know. The Warriors. The Warriors. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. I gotta think about Kirby's. Kirby Air Ride is like, as much as I loved playing that game, it's mostly just like a fun multiplayer thing. It's like that board game you like busting out. Any other Mario parties going to be on the list? I mean, realistically, what goes up next? Superstars? Feels a little weird to put Superstars on there, but it is probably just the next one that makes the list. Symphony of the Night is like so far below. I actually think Symphony of the Night I might put below Aria of Sorrow. What about 3D platformers? I didn't put a Hat in Time down yet, did I? Let's do Arkham Asylum, then a Hat in Time. What's the Switch catalog? What about like top selling Switch games? Odyssey's already in there. Breath of the Wild is going to be in there soon. Suika game is like 7.4 million. That's crazy. But I guess I'm not surprised. The original Donkey Kong Country, I think. Like, I don't think I could put Kirby Squeak Squad in all good conscience over a lot of these things. I like Kirby, but it's kind of just like a fun time. But I also haven't like delved into that much. I've been playing Kirby Superstar. I was playing it a while ago with Yen. We haven't gone through all the stuff yet because Great Cave Adventure, I think we're at a point where we need to get all the treasure in Great Cave Adventure, and that's like, I don't know, keep running in circles. Or we did last time we were playing it. fuck, dude. Crypt of the Necrodancer. Night of the Gates of Hell? No, more Resident Evil. Actually... Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil 7 is not far behind. Tetris DS is like, it's going to go in the Rock Band corner where I kind of acknowledge it as like being a really good game, but I just can't like put it over a lot of things. But I feel like putting a Tetris up there, it's Tetris. It's an eternally good game. Ah, god damn it, Legend. Breath of the Wild. Did I put a Hat in Time there already? Yes, I did. It goes under these. It goes under these. I think I'm gonna put Night at the Gates of Hell in. I think that game's really good, but like, but it's just, it's super budget. It just hits something in me that I'm like, yes, this game is like, there's not many games that get the, like, it's a zombie that dies and as soon as you shoot it in the head, but it's actually creepy as hell, and you still don't feel safe because you don't have that many bullets and stuff, right? Like, Battlefield Bad Company 2 is probably going around here somewhere. I'm just gonna put it at like number 75. It might go down lower. Nier Automata. Bayonetta, then Nier Automata. The original Bayonetta. Bayonetta 3 is not as good as the first two, but it's still pretty fun. Bayonetta, really good action game. Just character action game. I will put a character action game over a Dark Souls game, like, pretty much all the time. Yeah. I mean, I haven't played a lot of Dark Souls, to be fair. I think the only one that would, like, go over, unless something changes, the only one that would go over, like, a Bayonetta 2 for me is Bloodborne. Might just be, like, up my alley and up in other ways that, like, it rockets up ahead of, like, the other things. Just aesthetically and all that, the theming, you know. The Super Nintendo. I have a couple I have DKC. Like, Super Mario World is maybe coming up soon. Pokemon is just kind of on here because it's... No, I haven't played Sekiro. Pokemon's just kind of on here because I like Pokemon enough that I feel like it's going to be in the top 100, and Soul Silver just feels like the best one of the ones that I've played. It's an interesting... Here's a question. Would I put Half-Life 2 Episode 2 as its own video game? Yes, I would. I would. Which means it maybe needs to go... I'm just going to put it like... I'm going to shove a bunch of things down. I might just shove... Yeah, okay. Goes right below just for now, but honestly, it's probably going to Episode 2. God, rearranging this is going to be annoying. Grand Theft Auto 5? I just want to put Grand Theft Auto 4 over Grand Theft Auto 5. The variety in this list is crazy impressive. I think I kind of like... I'm kind of like voicing my... But I do love all... I like all of that. There's not a game that I haven't put... that I put in here that I don't think is like really good. I am trying to make it varied. Otherwise, there would be more Legend of Zeldas, maybe. I'm not trying to make it varied, I guess. It would be really easy to put like 10 Zeldas in a row. Maybe not 10. Like 6 Zeldas, one after another. But if you want me to like fit in all the other things I like playing, they might they might get shafted. What Grand Theft Auto is going here? I want to say 4. I want to say 4. I like GTA Online, but like I think 4 is gonna go in there. That means we're down to like our last 25, and that means I have to do this. This all fitting? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Tetris DS and Rock Band are probably going to stay where they are. Atom Zombie Smasher is moving up. Honestly, this section might... Dead by Daylight goes over Apex just because I play it currently still sometimes. Oops. Those probably need to go under these. I think Celeste is better than Super Meat Boy, but I played Super Meat Boy first, and I think it's still really good. These are gonna go here. Transistor. Actually, Transistor, I think it's just there. Wolf Among Us is maybe just gonna be at 98 until I think of something. Here's the bottom of the things. Honestly, I could knock off like every Pokemon. What if I kept Pokemon Puzzle League? What if Pokemon Puzzle League... Pokemon Snap actually is a better game than Pokemon Puzzle League. Oh, Oracle of Ages is like my second favorite 2D Zelda, so I think it goes in now. A Link Between Worlds might make it into still. I think A Link Between Worlds is better than A Link to the Past. A Link Between Worlds actually has one of my favorite story beats in a Zelda game. I think the things that they do with like the Triforce and the Other World in that game are pretty cool in terms of like actually deepening the overall plot of Zelda as a franchise. Man, Amnesia the Bunker could make it on too. Okay, Advance Wars. Oh wait, Fire Emblem? Huh. Where would I put Fire Emblem? I played Awakening first. I don't know if it's actually a better game than a few of them. I haven't played a ton of Fire Emblem yet. I think I like Advance Wars better. What about Game Boy Advance? I have WarioWare Gold and like... Game Boy Advance. There's Minish Cap. Nah, it's not making it past a few Zelda games. Oh, Mario and Luigi. Probably means Paper Mario is like... Paper Mario might have to go... No, I think Paper Mario is like basically going right here. Mario and Luigi is... I kind of like Bowser's Inside Story more, but I have obvious reasons for that. Because Bowser is like my favorite. Mario and Luigi might be... Superstar Saga might be in a bunch of ways like an overall better game. But I think the writing in Bowser's Inside Story is still pretty good. And I did enjoy Bowser's sections. I didn't even mind the giant battles that much. They're not that good though. Any other horror games? I have, I think, every Resident Evil that's making it on this list. Alien Isolation. I don't know. What about Friend Slop? Is any Friend Slop worthy of getting on this list? Silent Hill 2 is on here somewhere. Yeah. I haven't played the remake, but Silent Hill 2 is there. Fatal Frame... Is it good enough? I think I actually need to put Bloodstained Curse of the Moon... It's so hard. Lifeline. Remember Super Battle Golf? Super Battle Golf was a good time. There's more courses, and we should probably play it. Soul Calibur 2. I love Soul Calibur 2, but I'm just not enough of a fighting game person to put most fighting games on this list. And you know, the slightly heretical take, but if I was going to do it, I feel like I kind of like Mortal Kombat. I don't know, like specific ones. Mostly. What would I put? Like 11? Soul Calibur 2 is good. But like if I were to go back and play it now, I don't think I would have like a... I played it with some friends recently, and it was fun. I just don't get crazy into traditional fighting games. I'm a platform fighter guy, I guess. Mortal Kombat just has the edge because I think the story is fun, and it's one of the only ones that really puts a story mode worth bothering in those. Like Mortal Kombat from like 9 to X to like even 1. The story modes are pretty entertaining. And when I don't play a lot of like multiplayer traditional fighting games, it kind of does make the difference for me. Doesn't mean that it's going up there. Is there another Star Fox game? I played a lot of Assault multiplayer. I just don't think that means it's up there. Oh yeah, I said paper. Yeah, I put Paper Mario. Okay, we're good. We're good with Paper Mario. Here's I'm putting it like at like 96. And honestly, probably a little lower. Hyrule Warriors is my favorite is like one of my favorite turn off my brain and just play it for a while games. Build a night. I don't even need to do that. I'm like running out. I'm gonna be thinking about games I should have put on there and then. What would I do about like Jackbox? I don't even know what games, like what my favorite Jackbox games are, what pack they're in. I almost just want to put Jackbox the concept down. Which is like kind of a bullshit answer. List of Jackbox games by pack. Let's just look. By pack. This guy has a spreadsheet, and we know we love spreadsheets. Jack 5 has Mad vs. City. But like some of the other things. Jackbox 6 has such a strong like selection. Joke Boat, Dictionarium, and Trivia Murdy Party 2. Eight has Job Job, and Job Job is hilarious. And Pole Mine? Fuck, 8 is so good. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the concept of Jackbox. Let's just say party pack. But if I had to pick, 8 if I have to pick. I'm gonna like a special note because 8 is like, I'm just looking at 8. Pole Mine is an all-timer. It's got a version of Drawful. It's got the wheel. It's got Job Job, and Job Job is always funny to me. Joke Boat obviously makes a contender for like a good one, and I think Dictionarium is pretty fun. TKO is always a good one. Mad vs. City is hilarious. Well, it's just Mad vs. City is like fun. It's a good one. Blather Round is pretty good. What's the slideshow one? Talking Points? Talking Points is great. But you can't play too much Talking Points, but like you could bust it out in like most sessions and have a good time, I think. Jackbox is like, it just has to go somewhere. Ultimate party game. Running out of space. Any other Zeldas that need to go on here before it's over? Any Kirby games? Any just Nintendo in general? I could just put a Pikmin on there anyway. Man. Okay. I have Roller Coaster Tycoon. I have Transistor. Do I like Pyre enough? Any other Castlevanias? I could maybe put 3 on there. Castlevania 3 is like pretty good. But I don't know if it's making it. WarioWare Smooth Moves is another really good local multiplayer game. Might go on there also. I think it's gonna go. Look, as far as like Wii games that incorporate motion controls, WarioWare Smooth Moves does it like better than so many. Listening to the guy narrate how you're gonna use the Wii remote, like he's the SpongeBob French guy, except he's not French, which is great. Another Mario. I might have to. Luigi's Mansion is just like such a. Is the game better than like a lot of things? No. But again, it's kind of getting the Mario 64 thing of like, I speedrun it, or I did speedrun it, and I think as a speedrun, it's really satisfying. It's like fairly replayable because it's so short, and you can like go for rank, get the money, but there's like a maximum amount of money you can have, so. I'm gonna put it like Luigi's Mansion. Original version, not even the 3DS remake. Not even the 3DS remake. Actually, let's shove this down and put Paper Mario. Boop. Little power gap between the Luigi's Mansion gap right between Luigi's Mansion over Dead by Daylight. I don't think Final Fantasy VII is making the list. The bottom, no. I mean, honestly, Final Fantasy VII would be like one of the only ones that could do it, because I've only played a couple. There's a few that I've like watched playthroughs of. I don't think if I had actually played it, X would be making the list either. Four is kind of cool, I think. Not massive on JRPGs. Huh, Earthbound. Earthbound, pretty good. Earthbound, pretty good. Now there's an RPG that'll put some hair on your chest. Well, I don't know. I won't put hair on your chest. It's just good. Advanced Wars again. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. I think I'm out of Resident Evil games to put on there. Unless I start dipping in. I could start dipping into the OGs of like... I think the only one that would really still go on here is like... RE2. I haven't played RE1 OG, but like it almost doesn't need to exist with a remake of one being there. Are there any like ROM hacks I would put up? Not really. Or like mods. We're just about done with like the list, and there's only a few things that I really think are gonna need to be repositioned. Outlast might go in still. I think if I'm like getting this deep in, Outlast might be about to go there. Pretty good horror game. Oh, what about Control? Control is kind of awesome. I think it's going... Okay, wait. Oop. Jackbox goes up here. Control goes here. Getting Over It is not in my top 100. Plants vs. Zombies is just going to be 94. It's just... Persona 5 might go down too, but I haven't come up with the games to fill it yet. I put Breath of the Wild on there already. I could almost fit Smash Brothers Brawl. It might still... Super Smash Brothers Brawl might make it. In a move no one saw coming. Yeah. Would I go back and play it over like pretty much anything else? Any other Smash game? Kind of no. It's got Project M going for it. I don't think you can really... You can't count that, but like... If you factor in like a modding scene at all, it's a factor. But I played it... If I think about the time in my life when I was playing Super Smash Bros. The most with friends. Okay, so I played Melee a lot with my family. I played Brawl a lot with friends at the time in school. With my family. Brawl was the first one that had Wolf and Olimar, characters I really like. Both from their original games, and I just like playing them. It had a story mode that was pretty cool, even if it didn't play amazing. Yeah. Fatal Frame? I think Outlast has to go in there before Fatal Frame. Oh, Trophy Launcher was fucking awesome. That's true. I love Trophy Launcher. I would just play that for fun. It was a pretty good, like, Outlast, including the Whistleblower DLC, which you could almost put as its own game. Really good horror game. And like The Witcher, you could almost put the DLC. DLC is kind of weird. Like you could almost put some of the DLCs for these things as their own video game entry, but I don't know. You kind of can't also. Man, is Donkey Kong Bonanza gonna go over the banjos? It might. It might. Later. GameCube. Oh, Metroid Prime. It's like the last chance for Metroid Prime to go on. Unless I can think of other GameCube games. Those echoes. I kind of, when I finished Echoes, I think I might have been of the opinion that I preferred it to Prime 1 in a few ways. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna trust my past self, and I'm gonna put Echoes there. It might, when I play the remaster of 1, Metroid Prime 1 might replace it. It kind of just depends. I played Metroid Prime 1 over like a kind of a long period of time. I got stuck and then I came back to it and I was like, I'm not restarting this game. I'm picking up my save file and I'm just continuing. And I did stream that part of it. Actually. Also, the last boss of Metroid Prime 1 sucks. A little bit of a damper. Oh. Oh, I think it's time for Twilight Princess. That leaves of one game. One game. What have I been ignoring? No, not Stellaris. Another Mario Party game. I mean, maybe. I could throw in like Superstars and not feel bad about it. Or like 6 or 7. I was thinking about, like, should I factor in Bowser's Fury to the Mario 3D World ranking? It's hard to do that. It's hard to think about how that, like, influences it, so I just ignored it. I think Bowser's Fury is a really fun thing. It's technically a part of a version of Mario 3D World. I mean, plus Bowser's Fury. I'm sorry, but Bowser's Fury is really good. It's not its own game. It kind of is, but it's also not. It's a philosophical question how you include these things. Bowser's Fury is a really good add-on to what is already a very good, very fun Mario game. It's a nice little, like, let's just take Mario 3D World, take the bones of it, and slip it into a more, like, open-ended 3D version. And, like, the movement isn't quite as good as, like, any 3D Mario, like, 3D specific, like, okay, 3D World, yes, it's 3D, but you know what I mean. Collectathon Mario. Except it is a Collectathon Mario. It's just that the movement is still 3D World movement, plus, like, a dive, so... oh, and Plessy. And Plessy is pretty awesome. Alright. Last game. Return of the Oberdin? I feel like I don't have enough indie on here. And Return of the Oberdin might make it. I'm not just trying to... I do think Oberdin was really good. Stay Out of the House is really fun, but a little too janky. Murder House was also really enjoyable. Amnesia the Bunker. Amnesia the Bunker is really cool. What was I thinking about? Oh yeah, Return of the Oberdin. I think Return of the Oberdin is making it. Rock Band is like so close to just not being on this list anymore. But if I think about all the good times I had, I think it kind of needs to stay on there. Also, it has Run to the Hills by Iron Maiden and Ballroom Blitz. The selection is pretty good. If you were going to include like all the downloadable content for Rock Band, I guess that would probably make a big difference, but I never had a version that did that. All right, let's it's time to like just I'm gonna put the Legend of Zeldas back in as I go through this. Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask is a foundational video game for me. It's my favorite Zelda. The themes are the time system, mechanically very cool, ties directly into the themes and the meaning of the game. The music is great. The atmosphere is incredible. It's one of those games that almost benefits from being on the Nintendo 64. Soma is like my favorite video games narrative of all time. I think about it a lot. It's spooky. It stars a guy from Toronto. The main character is from Toronto. Makes me think about shit. A rare instance of a story that is better off for being told in a video game. I don't know how many... There's not a lot of video games that truly... Okay, I guess there's a bunch, but like, if you told Soma the exact same way in a movie, or a series, or whatever, it wouldn't have the same impact. It just wouldn't. The things that game does with your perspective as a player are important for the video game, for the story. You can't change that without losing something. It is the single most simultaneously soul-crushing and yet hopeful and uplifting thing I've ever experienced. That game, within the span of like a very small amount of time, will crush your spirit and make you feel like even in like the most dire circumstance, humanity can still grasp for some last like tiny shred of hope. I don't know. We should probably keep its message in mind a little bit over the next century. Dota 2. I don't know. I played a lot. It was, my friends and I played a lot of it. Mechanically, it's a very good game. Yeah, it's Dota. Yeah, it's a MOBA. But like, man, design-wise, I can't help but be impressed, like, almost all the time. And like the fact that it's always changing, beautiful. Team Fortress 2, it's Team Fortress 2. I don't know. That game was really important to me when I was like a young teenager. RE4 remake, it's better than the original RE4, which was my first Resident Evil 4 game. Super Mario 64, it's Super Mario 64. It could go like slightly higher. Speedrunning it, if I didn't, you know, do like 70 stars and stuff like that and no like speedrun stuff, it probably would be lower. But you can't take that away from Super Mario 64 at this point. Portal 2, it's great. F-Zero GX, what would I put it over? Probably like Left 4 Dead. Let's like swap it with Left 4 Dead 2. And actually, it's mechanically amazing. It makes you feel like you're going so fast. I don't know. It could go up. I almost want to just fit it in the top 10 somewhere. I might put, you know what? I think I put Half-Life 2 over Portal 2. F-Zero GX can't dethrone Star Fox 64. But it could go above Wind Waker. I think it might actually fit here. You know what? Portal 2, maybe it is just 13. Oh, no, that's fine. Left 4 Dead 2. Look, this is the 2 block, apparently. I don't think I'm changing much of this. Half-Life 2. It's just a great shooter. I love shooting games. The story is good. Art direction, great. Episode 2 could I think episode 2 needs to move up somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, that's too low. But then how do I do this? Just push, actually. Yeah, just push everything down. I don't know if there's like a better way to do this, but I'm just cutting and pasting. Episode 2, I think just has to go maybe like right below DKC2. Should I make this Sonic Adventure? I guess I should. It should be Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. It doesn't really make a difference. It does make a difference, I guess, but like these days, it's all Sonic Adventure 2. You know, it's like, okay, it's the director's cut version. It's got a little bit more going on. Mario Party 2 is my favorite Mario Party. Maybe like the one like big flaw I could think of Mario Party 2 is that because the dual games are tied to the board, some boards aren't as good. Where's the Elder Scrolls? I haven't played Morrowind, so I'm thinking about Sword and Sorcery Summer, dude. Sword and Sorcery Summer might be happening. I don't... I said it as a joke once, and now I'm like, but what if it wasn't a joke? I actually have a movie that I'm going to on Thursday. I'm gonna go watch... What was it called? The Sword and the Sorcerer. An 80s movie. And, you know, Sword and Sorcery. It's right in the title. So Sword and Sorcery Summer might be happening. Maybe it's even Sword and Sorcery Spring, but I might have other games I'm in the middle of, so maybe they'll just get me hyped up to plan Sword and Sorcery Summer. Is it really going to be a plan, or am I just going to experience Sword and Sorcery over the summer? I've been thinking, every once in a while, I think I should own a sword. A thought is never too far away from my mind. Donkey Kong Bonanza needs to be higher. I think I might just go above. Does Donkey Kong Bonanza live in the gap between Banjo-Tooie and Banjo-Kazooie? Is this recency bias? Maybe. Super Mario RPG is like, I like it. I just can't put it over the first two Paper Mario games. They have like the complete package for me. Oops. Bayonetta 2, Mario Party 3, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a couple Mario games. I think these are all in the right spot. Castlevania NES is a fantastically designed, challenging. How did they get it that good on the first game? I don't know. I think the Axe Knight and Medusa Head hallway is genius level design. It's frustrating. It'll take you forever to get past the first time, but like the interplay of enemies and your movement and your combat options and that one screen is amazing. Zelda 2? Zelda 2 is like, I think if you just polished that game up not even that much, it would be a really, 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 really good experience. And I still think I still liked it a lot. I still thought it was really fun. It's kind of just like Castlevania 1 is so fair. And because you go through it in a linear direction, obviously the level design is kind of going to be better than Zelda 2. Zelda 2's got a little bit. Finding that place hidden in the forest was a little annoying for me. I like the exploration though. Grinding is a little annoying, but like Zelda 2 is like so close. Zelda 2 is like Dark Souls before Dark Souls existed. And I said that when I was playing it, and I think it's like shockingly more true than you might expect. I think there's a lot of design similarities between Dark Souls and Zelda 2. The way you level up is pretty similar when you break it down. And yeah, I think if there's any Zelda game that needs a remake, Zelda 2 is like the peak example of like, this game could be so much more improved than like any other Zelda game with a remake, and you wouldn't even need to change it that much. It would keep its identity. It would be a lot like tighter of an experience. It would be able to get rid of a lot of little pain points that make it hard to revisit. Yeah, Zelda 2 is pretty good. Like, I think a remake for it would go incredibly hard. I don't know if Nintendo would do it anytime soon, but I think it's the game that deserves a remake the most. Everything else is like pretty good as it is. Not that Zelda 2 isn't good, it's just harder to approach for a newer audience. Zelda 1 is like, you could remake Zelda 1, but I don't know what you would do to remake Zelda 1 without making it not Zelda 1 anymore, you know? So much of Zelda 1 is like just tied to how early it is. Yeah, you could, like, Breath of the Wild almost is, you could, in some ways, it's like doing the same thing. Like, if you made the dungeon designs better, well, you'd have to change a lot, probably. I think if you remade Zelda 1, either it would just be a visual upgrade on, like, a different engine, or you'd have to reimagine it completely. At which point, what are you gonna keep? The top-down perspective, maybe. Sure. The dungeon designs are so simplistic in Zelda 1. I was just pushing blocks and blowing up walls half the time. And there's like, it's mostly like encounter based. Like this room has this fight. Yeah, sure. I mean, you could reuse the world. They kind of do reuse the world in Zelda 2. Zelda 2 has like Zelda 1's area as like a small portion of it in a way. But not like that much. It's just like interesting for the scale of it. I don't know if I'm changing the position of anything else. Minecraft, wouldn't even know where to put it. I'm not like a crazy Minecraft person, but that game every once in a while just gets its claws into you. Right? I could move Tears of the Kingdom up. I just don't know if I think it needs to be moved up. I'm not super inclined to move a lot of these things around. I feel like it seems like it would just be such nitpicking to reposition some of these things. Breath of the Wild could go slightly higher. Doesn't need to be that far. The top 10 games and 90 other games you want to talk about? That's like fairly accurate. I think my top 10 is like, I feel good about it. I could almost swap out RE1 for RE4. But RE4 has like, the gameplay is so tight. It's just so good. As a horror game, Resident Evil crushes it. I think my top 10 is pretty good. I think even the top 20 is like still, the top 25 is still like, I feel at least that they all should be there, or have as much right to be there as anything like slightly below them. Just in case you want to see the last little slot here. I don't know, I think I talked about like everything. There's not much that I added without a comment. A Hat in Time is a really good 3D platformer. Night at the Gates of Hell. I talked about Night at the Gates of Hell. If I didn't talk about something, it's probably because it's like very similar to something else on the list. I think I'm good. Not many RPGs. I'm not a huge RPG person. I'd probably say I like CRPGs like The Witcher and Baldur's Gate more than like a JRPG. I thought about Earthbound. And I didn't end up putting it in, and it might actually be worth putting it on the list. I could get rid of The Wolf Among Us and put in Earthbound. I like The Wolf Among Us quite a bit. I could also just get rid of Plants vs. Zombies. Like, really, I think Plants vs. Zombies is pretty sick, but it doesn't need to be. It doesn't. It just doesn't. It was really fun at the time. I don't need to go back to... I just don't need to go back to Plants vs. Zombies. I really liked it at the time, and it's like... pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. Good tower defense type kind of thing. Earthbound last minute substitution. I think even the position of Earthbound is like kind of correct. I played it on the Wii in university. It's a pretty good RPG. I never played Mother 3, so I think a lot of people prefer Mother 3 to Earthbound, but Earthbound is the one I played, so. I think we are done here. If I look at this any longer, I'm going to just make some dumbass substitution that doesn't really need to be there. Just gonna like stretch things out so I can fit in the full Legend of Zelda titles. Because it angers me if I have like unnecessary acronyms when they're not the real title. How many twos? There are a lot of twos. I was talking about how good some twos can be. Like if your first game was a really good foundation, your second game might just be the perfect ideal of what that series is. Mario Party 2 is the perfect example for me. Mario Party 2 is like always like, this is the sequel that like understood what Mario Party should be. And Mario Party 1 is a really charming, pretty decent prototype. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just kind of hard. I could shrink things down a little bit so they can all fit again. Should be readable enough. There's not many twos hiding on the last... Actually, are there any twos hiding on the last thing? Oh, Metroid Prime 2, but that's like... Yeah. It is a 2. It's a 2 for that sub-series of Metroid, which is like a pretty valid delineation because it's 3D. Resident Evil 2 Remake is like not quite a 2, but it is a 2, you know? Oh yeah, I did miss Donkey Kong Country 2 subtitle. Thank you. I'm normally... I don't think about the subtitles that much, but it is... Diddy's Conquest. I'll stretch out the column later. You know, let's just go ahead and make this viewable. Oop. Oh, that's my business email. not my business email. It's not a business email. It's my Twitch email. It's fine if you see it, I guess. I'm just gonna hide it anyway for a sec. Anyone with the link can view. You want to look at the list. Make sure I have view. Yes. You can view it. There it is. All right. That's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate for like as much as it matters, which is to say, it doesn't. $100 games is a lot. Bum, bum, bum. All right. There's my top 100. Hope you enjoyed. We're gonna raid Revan. Let's help him out a bit. He's looks like he's pushing for partner. I don't know what the current partner things are anymore. But he's got some good like momentum, it looks like. So I'm sure he would appreciate it if you stuck around a bit. If you like the Nintendo 64 or Zelda games, it's a good place to be. Or Yakuza for that matter. So yeah, go say hi to him. And thanks for watching. Bye.